What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. You know, I got another banger for you, so kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So it seems like we just got an unofficial, because the tweet's been deleted, but an unofficial announcement, a leak of sorts from the Indiana Fever social media team on X. They released a graphic showing new head coach Stephanie White looking ahead to next season with 6 players featured in the graphics. Most people are going crazy online right now, assuming that these will be the 6 protected players that are on this poster in this graphic. The players that will join the core of this group. We know of the usual suspects who will be returning to team up with Caitlin Clark. There we go. I had to get it out. Thank y'all. But anyways, so let's take a look. So you see the Indiana Fever tweeted earlier today, new era, new energy, already making plans for next season. So the caption really gives it away. But featured in the graphic, we got Coach Stephanie White, we got Teamy Fapinelli, we got Kelsey Mitchell, of course, the future, the face of the franchise, Caitlin Clark right there in the center, with her center, Aaliyah Boston. 2 faces of the franchise right there, 2 young stars back-to-back, number 1 overall draft picks, back-to-back rookie of the years. Then you got our bestie, Lexi Hull. And then surprisingly, look over there in the corner with the big hair, Nalyssa Smith, who a lot of people felt like was on her way out, already had a foot out the door with her lack of effort and energy at times and just the terrible defensive awareness. A lot of fans, a lot of people were not really receptive to Nalyssa Smith this season. A lot of people were feeling like she wasn't giving 100% every night. She wasn't playing hard. She wasn't locked in and was getting too much drama off the court. There are a lot of people that felt like she was on the way out. But looking at it, that's the majority of their production. I don't think anybody's shocked by this, other than Nalyssa Smith maybe. But other than that, it was kind of like, are they going to protect Nalyssa Smith or are they going to protect Dantas? It was going to come down to that. And they chose Nalyssa Smith. Looking at it, of course, Caitlin Clark, 19 points per game last year, 5.7 rebounds, 8.4 assists. You got Kelsey Mitchell with 19.2 points, 2.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. Aaliyah Boston, another protected player, projected 14 points, 8.9 rebounds, 3.2 assists, steal, couple blocks as well. Nalyssa Smith, another protected player, 10.6 points per game, 7.1 rebounds, 1 assist. And then, of course, you got Teamy, 6.4 points, 4.7 rebounds. And then Lexi Hull rounding out the group at 5.5 points, with 2.5 rebounds per game, 1.1 assist. She's bringing that defense, intensity, the three-point shooting. She got hot late last season in the second half of the season. Was one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Their perimeter lockdown defender. So that leaves Christy Wallace, who, look, man, she's getting paid a lot of money and producing very little results. You got Dantas, who I'm sure they're hoping to bring back. 3-point specialist, big body, good on the glass, can block shots. Missed a lot of the season, but came into her own later in the season. You got Samuelson down there as well, who they just brought over, paid a lot of money. She is not projected to be protected. Erica Wheeler. Another player that with Samuelson as well as Wallace getting paid a lot of money for minimal production. But she's a great locker room presence. She's a good vet. She's taking a lot of these players under her wing. She's hype energy off the bench. So, you need her there for morale, but not for as much as it's costing. Now, the sad cases of Grace Berger and Vivian Saxton, 2 young players that genuinely have not gotten an opportunity. Berger, first-round draft pick, was in the rotation, showed some bright spots, could still potentially be that backup point guard to run that second unit they've been searching for. Great size, has good court vision, can shoot the ball, not a liability on D. An Indiana kid as well, a fan favorite. It's just sad that a young player like her who showed some flashes her rookie year, has completely fallen out of favor. Now, could that change with Stephanie White if they are able to bring her back, if the Valkyries don't snatch her up? Maybe she sees an extended role, maybe she's given more trust, more opportunity, more leverage, more leash to really play through mistakes and just get an opportunity, man, because she just wasn't given a fair shake compared to what these veterans, the minutes that Erica Wheeler got, the minutes that Wallace got, the people that Coach Christy Sots was loyal to the detriment of this team and why she's no longer there. Didn't get these young players out there, these fresh legs that are built to run with Caitlin and this fast-paced offense, this transition that they're running right now. So, it'll be interesting to see, but it's a sad case for Grace Berger. And then you look at it also, man, it'll be exciting to see what they do with this draft pick. A player I know people have been talking about, a couple of them, Janiah Barker for this group, 6'4", forward, hyper athletic, long, can block shots. Offense is coming along for UCLA. Can she add a jumper? Can she get a go-to move? A super athletic, can get up and down the court, run fast, great hands, and can finish at the rim. We'll see. I think, she could be an addition if she's there. Aneesa Morrow, kind of still figuring out what position she's going to play. She's been having an exceptional season with LSU as well. One of the top forwards in the game. You want to see the three-point shooting, though. That's the thing. She can shoot the three, but you want to see her shoot it. She hasn't shot it even close to 30% in her career. Can she do that? She can handle the ball. She's a capable passer. At 6'1", she's an elite rebounder. She's a bruiser down low. Has the great fadeaway mid-range game. Can play back to the basket. Moves well off ball. Can get up and down the floor really quick. Great hands. Great touch. Relentless motor. Good defender that can defend multiple positions. But what will she be quick enough laterally to defend a three at the next level? That is a question that we don't know yet. And then, she's not really big enough to play the four, but she can't, permanently, in my opinion, guard fours. Is she strong enough? Is she big enough to bother the WNBA size fours at 6'1"? I don't know, but she's super talented. She's one of the most polished players in the league, one of the most productive in college basketball the last several years. This season, she's averaging a double-double, 18 points, 13 assists, 13 rebounds, 1.3 assists, shooting 57.5% from the field, being super efficient around the basket, man. She hasn't hit a three-pointer. She's 0 for 2 from deep. Last year, she shot 21.7%, the best she's ever shot from three, 25.4. So that is something that will have to continue to come along. But we've seen how Angel Reese adapted to the league. Aneesa Morrow has that capability to impact the game on both ends, to be an elite rebounder. If she can handle the basketball, she can, bully smaller guards on her. She can blow by them. It'll just be, can she add that perimeter shot? Can she get the catch and shoot in her bag? Will she be able to be a consistent three-point shooter? But I tell y'all what, man, one player I think they absolutely need to look at, two really. One, Lucy Olsen. I think Lucy Olsen's playing really great basketball for Iowa right now. She was the perfect replacement for Caitlin Clark. She was a must-get transfer. The only player that could genuinely try to replicate that production that they lost with Clark last season with almost 30 a game. With Iowa this season, she's averaging 17.4 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 5.4 assists, which is a career high for her. I think what's really standing out is she is getting a lot of shots. She absolutely has the green light, but she's adapted to the Big Ten. Playing this pace of basketball, with a program that is under a microscope. She's playing with more talent than she ever did at Villanova. Now, I know they haven't played a Big Ten game yet, but just saying that she's joined a program within the Big Ten that's playing a different style of basketball, that has a first-year head coach and Coach Jensen. And, she's been given a lot of responsibility with this group, new environment, new teammates, and she's excelling, man. She's picking her spots. She can hit the three ball. She's good in the pick and roll. She really utilizes the court. Quick, fluid release. Doesn't need a lot of space. Doesn't have to dominate the basketball to score it. She can play some off ball, but she is dominating the basketball this year for sure, and has been since she pretty much stepped into college basketball. But I love her confidence. I love her, just her poise, late game situations. She wants the basketball. She's not shying away from contact, physicality. She wants to take the big shot. She wants to make the big shot. So I think it's been really refreshing to see her. The scoring is down a bit from last year and the year before, but the assists are up. The decision making has looked better. She's got a great feel for the game, and Iowa's going to be a lot better than people think. I think Lucy Olsen is going to be a really good pro, and that's a name I haven't seen in a lot of mock drafts. One more player though that I think, hey man, the Fever absolutely need to go after, and what we saw her defense. We're talking about 3-and-D and how they need a 3-and-D player on the wing with some size at 6'1". Sonia Citron can shoot the three ball. She's a playmaker. She can run the offense in spurts. But elite defender, man. Did y'all see her completely shut down Juju Watkins in that USC game? Made life hell for Juju. Going, brushing off screens, just denying her the basketball, contesting every shot, blocked a couple of shots. She's long, she's rangy. She's a perfect 3-and-D player. She's been compared to Jackie Young just with her skill set. I think she's a player that needs to be a lottery pick. She needs to be in the top 10. Like, she needs to be climbing up these draft boards just off yesterday alone. But she can score it. She can catch and shoot. She doesn't need to dominate the basketball to score it. She's high IQ, plays hard, very active hands, moves well laterally, fights over every screen. If she's out of position, you won't have her out of the play for long. Great recovery speed, great technique. Just really great all-around basketball player, man. This season, she's had a slow start to the season, missed some games, but she's still just a well-rounded stat sheet stuffer that impacts the game more than you really can tell from a box score. This season, Citron's averaging 10 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. I just really love, and I mean, you look at last year, like, she was averaging 17 and 5. So she really can shoot the basketball at a high rate. She's been over 45% pretty much her entire career. The 3-point shot the last 2 seasons has been 35.9%, 40%. Down this year at 20%, but she's better than that, and she will definitely, I think, finish the season closer to 45% shooting. But tough New York kid. She's just a shot maker, man. She's instant offense. She can get hot. She's streaky. She can play off ball really well, which is her natural position. Doesn't need to dominate the basketball to score. Doesn't need a whole lot of ISO. You can run plays for her, and she can get you buckets. But defensively, her in that Fever lineup, she definitely, no offense to Lexi Hole, could be an upgrade for Lexi Hole. You bring Lexi Hole as a 6-man player of the year type caliber player. But Citron, lockdown defender, can definitely guard some of these big wings that have given the Fever problems. Some of these just straight bucket getters that have lit them up. Citron could be your number 1 perimeter lockdown defender on any given night. She's going to make life hell for the opposition. And she just locked down one of the best scorers in the country in Juju Watkins. Like, it was a phenomenal display of defensive excellence if I've ever seen one myself. She looked incredible. Just the hustle. She's got that dog in her. She's relentless. She makes her opposition uncomfortable. She's the number 1 defensive lockdown perimeter threat for Notre Dame. She's getting everybody's toughest matchup, and she's fully embracing it, and I love that. The 3-and-D potential, where the game is going in the WNBA, where it's just so wide open, so fast, and you get guards and players that are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", that can bring the ball up and handle the basketball. You're going to need a lockdown defender that can not only guard multiple positions, but on the offensive end, if you sleep on them, slack on them, slouch on them, sag on them, she can definitely make perimeter shots as well. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think Sonia Citron is definitely a player that could help the Fever immediately. I think she's a player that will be there when they make their selection, and I think she could be an instant impact player for this organization, and a Stephanie White level, player with her mentality, her approach to the game, and just understanding the X's and O's and playing with that high energy and that tenacity. Citron is the real deal. She's going to be a stud on somebody's roster. You might as well bring her on to team up with Caitlin Clark, because she definitely would complement this group really well. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, we out.